All right, here we go. All right, y'all gonna love this article here. All right, because I'm telling you, it's getting to where the things that you do in the dark are coming to light. And these guys are not the only guys. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's many other cases like this. So there was a fraud scheme in the NBA. You know, I think I did at least 2 articles about this before. Like guys would submit fraudulent claims for like medical supplies, equipment, and healthcare and all that, okay, that they've been getting and they hadn't been getting, okay? And I think I've done at least one up in the NBA and one in the NFL, okay, where several guys that's been caught up for that crap, okay, where medical supplies are needed, you know, to people that really do need it, okay? These guys are wrong. You're making millions of dollars making fraudulent claims. All right. This goes to show even the rich people, they're looking for a discount, but this is not the way. So Kenyon Dooling, and there's another guy named Alan Anderson. I do remember Kenyon Dooling. He played 13 seasons in the NBA. Both guys kind of bounced around different teams. I think Dooling ended up being like an assistant coach at one time. Those guys and 17 other players have been arrested and sentenced, but these particular 2 players have been sentenced to 30 months in prison. And I do know that Dooling has to pay back $1 million in fraudulent claims. And Alan Anderson, I was almost going to say Iverson, but Anderson has to pay $250,000 back in restitution. Okay, so they can recover some of that money that they tried to take. Okay, from these medical companies. If I didn't say already, okay, between these guys, they tried to swindle, or they did swindle, a total of $4 million. That is a lot of money. Okay. Uh, so several individual claims that these guys had uh, made. For example, Dooling, I think he did a claim for 180,000, and another one for like $700,000. Okay, maybe trying to help out other people, whatever. I just don't understand. Well, why? I think I know why. Okay, that these guys make enough money, but you know, and I thought about this like 2 days ago. Okay, up until recently, I think many players have gotten smarter. But let's just say guys around my age, 40, 50 years old, 55, maybe between 40 and 60. You know, about 80% of athletes, they turn out broke. Okay, for a lot of different reasons, put their money into bad investments, uh, child support, you know, entertaining women, you know, and so forth. Okay, those are one of the things that are killers right there. But particularly that doggone child support. I mean, some of those guys are paying what, $1 million like a month. I may be exaggerating, okay, but let's say, for example, I was looking at an article with Eddie Curry, where on Vlad TV, I'm just using that for example. He had to pay. He had one child by his girlfriend that he dated in high school. They married, but they divorced. But by the time the child turned 18, he paid her $1 million in child support, but he didn't save the receipts. And you know, she tried to go after his wife. You know, tried to go after his pension and so forth. Okay, but some of them guys end up paying like, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000. Some pay $200,000. Okay, got what, eight or nine children. Okay, I do know because I made an article about this at one time. A-Rod, this dude, when he divorced his wife, he was paying $300,000 a month in child support. But his daughters had became almost grown, and when his salary dropped after he retired, I think it dropped down to like $30,000 a month. Like, that's not enough. Okay, wife got a master's degree. She got, I think she's got like a law degree or something like that, something that nature. Already married again, and she acts like it's still not enough. Okay, for some of these women. I made another article with, and I don't want to digress. Okay, but those are the killers of the reasons why these guys, they make millions of dollars and they lose it. Tax evasion, that type of thing. And what they do is they can let the IRS can let that tax not refund, but the taxes build up for 10 years. Okay, and they accrue interest on a daily basis. Okay, well, they end up owing, I don't know, 10 times as much in 10 years, 5 years. Okay, but I'm just saying that's a killer for a lot of these athletes. Okay, because they're not setting that money aside. They're not doing their due diligence, putting the money in the wrong people's hands, like in Yankee investors. And you guys take somebody that you really, really have to trust, somebody that, again, that you've done your research on, and that ain't gonna really get you. But I do think that, well, I do see many younger people are doing this now, that either they're using their interest rates, I'm sorry, their interest, how did they, from the banks, or off the money that they have, for example, the 4 or 6% to live off of, and then save everything else. Okay, or that type of thing. Okay, for example, for every $1 million, okay, they get maybe $60,000, and they live off that. I know a player personally that does that. Okay, but many guys are doing that. Okay, and they can use their money to invest or put in the bank, because you get half of that money taken away from taxes and all that. Okay, but back to these guys, and I'm sorry for getting long-winded, but they find other ways to try to get that money back. I'm just thinking, instead of maybe getting into coaching, or maybe, I don't know, it could be athletic trainer, I don't know, work for a company, going back to school. There's other things that they can do to try to make a decent living. Okay, commentating, and a lot of them fall victim to this type of stuff. Many players that do this. Okay, a lot of these guys are no names, but they're using an example out of a lot of these players like this. Okay, for guys, to think twice before doing that type of stuff. Okay, I just think that's wrong, and I just think that's unfair, and I think that it breaks the bond of trust to, for the medical companies and all that, because others, need that type of health care. And these guys are doing it because they got the power and so forth, and got the connections. So, hopefully due restitution will be paid, and they're able to serve their time. Okay? I mean, just because those guys are NBA or NFL players doesn't mean, that they cannot get caught up. You see what happened with what's going on with Brett Favre right now. But let me know what you think about the video, and thank you for your time, and we'll talk about another subject.